Hello everyone, welcome to Learning Math is Fun. Today we will be talking about tips and tricks to use when having single-digit multiplication. So let's begin. Let's start off with our easiest rule, the zero rule. So, as you might not know right now, I will be teaching you the zero rule and how it applies to every multiplication fact. Suppose I have 2 times 0. The answer is not 2. In fact, the answer is 0. Why, you might ask? The rule actually is that anything, it might be any number, multiplied by 0 is always and always equal to 0. So, even if I have the world's largest number, or if I have this number, 4,356 times 0, guess what the answer is going to be? Yep, you guessed it, the answer will still be 0. So, now that we have the zero rule down, here's another easy way you can remember this rule. You can think of it as 25, or however many numbers you have on this side, are fighting against 0, or the Cookie Monster. This might not look like the Cookie Monster to you, but you can imagine the 0 as being a cookie, and as it being a Cookie Monster. And if we think of 25 people against the Cookie Monster, it turns out that the Cookie Monster always wins. In that case, 25 times 0 is equal to 0. 25 times the Cookie Monster is again equal to the Cookie Monster. So now that we have the Cookie Monster, zero rule down, let's move on to the 1 rule. Now, another rule in multiplication is that any number, let's say for instance 3 times 1, is always equal to the number here. It is not equal to 1, it is equal to whatever number is being multiplied. So 3 times 1 is equal to 3. Just like 6 times 1 is equal to 6. Another example could be that if we have the number 325 and we multiply that by 1, what do you think this will be equal to? Yep, you're right. It is equal to 325. Another trick that teachers might play on you is flipping the question around. Here, let me show you an example. So, if we have the question 1 times, let's say 5,677, the answer would still be 5,677, even though these two numbers might not be in your regular spot. Like 5,677 times 1 is still equal to 5,677. These two questions are actually the exact same, just flipped around, and they also equal the same answer. So don't be confused if you see the 1 in a different spot. Now, let's move on to our next tip. Our next tip is using the table of nines. Now, another really cool trick that you can do using the table of 9 is you can figure out the answer to any 9 times something problem without using a multiplication chart. Here, let me show you. So let's try 9 times, let's say, 2. Now, using this method, you can easily figure out 9 times 2. First of all, to figure out the number that goes in this spot, you must go 2 minus 1. Now 2 minus 1 is equal to 1, so that goes into our 10 spot. Now what we have to do is 9 minus whatever number is here. And 9 minus 1 is equal to 8. There we have it. 9 times 2 is equal to 18. Easy peasy. Let me show you another example. Let's try 9 times 4. And we just repeat the same steps to get our answer. We just go 4 minus 1, and that is equal to 3. And then we go 9 minus whatever number is here. In this case, it is 3. So we go 9 minus 3, and that is equal to 6. And again, we have our answer. 9 times 4 is equal to 36. Another really cool trick you can do for the table of 9s is using your hands to figure out the multiplication answer. In this trick, you don't even have to write anything down. You just use your hands. So, let's try 9 times 3. To figure this out, first of all, we have to count 1, 2, 3. Since it is 9 times 3, we would put our third finger down. So there we have 9 times 3 as our first step right here. And since we have these 2 fingers left over, we know that our answer is going to be 20. So 2 will be in the tens spot. Now we just have to figure out what's in the 1 spot. To figure that out, we just count up the rest of our fingers, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 fingers left over. That means our answer has to be 27. Another example we can do is 9 times 5. So here we have all of our fingers, and we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we put that down. Now we have these 4 fingers left over, which means that our tens digit has to be 4. So our answer starts off with 40, and there is something in the 1 spot. Now we just count up all the fingers that are left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That means our answer has to be 45. So 9 times 5 is equal to 45. Let's try another example. Let's try 9 times 7. So again, we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we put that finger down. Now we have to count up how many fingers are remaining to see what goes in our 10 spot. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That means we have 6 in our tens digit spot. Now, to figure out our ones digit spot, we just have to count up the rest of the numbers, which is 1, 2, and 3. So now we can see that our answer is equal to 63. So there you have it, another really cool trick to use when figuring out the table of 9s. In this trick, you don't even have to write anything down or memorize the multiplication table. All you have to do is remember this cool trick just by using your hands and fingers. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you learned a lot throughout today's video, and don't forget to surprise your friends and math teachers by using these cool tips and tricks. See you next time, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Learning Math is Fun.